This is Caesar from Zero Theorem, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
Chris.
This is me.
Hey, we got Caesar on the line from Zero Theorem. Can you guys hear each other?
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Good, man. How are you? Good, doing well.
Where are you guys based out of?
Los Angeles area. We're all kind of spread out among here. We get to go to practice in LA.
What's the current situation like out there?
Well, it's probably a lot like in most places. It's kind of crazy, but as long as you're wearing your mask and when you go into public spots and all that, it seems to be roughly the same as far as my experience.
Okay, so not too bad then. Yeah, it's not bad. We're in Virginia, and it's not too bad here at all. But I know other places are kind of terrible.
Yeah, it depends on how many, or how big the city is, and that kind of a thing. But California is a sprawl, so if you could easily kind of stay away from others if you have that ability to.
What? Yeah. What are you guys, or Zero Theorem in general? What are you guys doing to differently to stay in contact with fans and stuff like that? Are you doing anything different, like online interactions, or?
We haven't actually done any of that yet, any online direct interactions, but something is definitely in the works to do that. We have a tour schedule in October, and odds we realize might not be that high to actually go out, but we're going to be practicing and be ready like we are definitely going out. And if we end up not going out, we're going to do some sort of live video, just to be able to interact and talk to people again. Even if it's recorded, we'll probably still, be online with them or something like that in order to just keep in contact.
Right. What's it like recording and releasing a single in this sort of environment? I mean, it's a whole lot different now, right?
It is. It's weird because I feel like a lot of people don't want to do it if they're not touring. And luckily, we're in a situation, well, luckily or unluckily, depending on how you look at it, where we're still building, we're still developing. So for us, it's about let's put our music out and get people to discover the band still, whereas we don't have to necessarily put our music out with a tour like a lot of the bigger bands trying to do in order to, fit their schedule.
Yeah, we were talking with help me out, Chris. What was his name? We were talking with the Absence this morning, and he was saying that pretty much they're doing the exact opposite. They don't feel that going out without a tour cycle is worth releasing an album. So I think it's interesting seeing how everybody's doing it a little bit different and how it fits differently for them.
The Absence too is fairly established in terms of touring and doing all that stuff. So I agree, kind of like if you're an established band, it may not make the most sense to release a record because that's how you make your living is touring. So if you release a record, you can't tour. But if you're still trying to grow your fan base, maybe it's in the best interest to get music out there and try to get people to listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we think. A lot of people are still discovering, ZT for the first time. So we have music and we have newer music, and we kind of, we split on this release into two EPs, The Killing 1 and The Killing 2. And so The Killing 1 came out in January last year. This year. So we just wanted to kind of bookend that and still make sense as well. So that's another thing that kind of pushed us into let's get this out to people and you know, get the music out there and let them listen to it, enjoy it.
What are the themes of the record, of the EP?
The themes, I think the whole, both the killing one and the killing, I would say that unfortunately is that life is, suffering is inherent to life itself, I would say. And, but instead of trying to wallow in it, because we are at a really rough time in our history, to kind of look at ways of making things better, and just the realization of that. Look, this a lot of these things that are happening are messed up, but we need to, you know, try not to sweep them under the rug, but rather realize that and figure out the next, you know, best way forward for all of us.
Nice. Are you the main lyric writer for the band?
I am. It usually starts with me, and the process where my cousin Joe is a songwriter as well and a creative partner, and our producer Kane is also involved. So it's pretty much the three of us doing a lot of the heavy lifting there.
What's it like writing with your cousin? Because I've written with friends, and that can get violent. So it's like when they're family.
We're pretty respectful when we don't agree with one another, so it's okay. But yeah, it happens. But a lot of the time we're fans of each other's work, thankfully. So we're in agreement of, you know, 80 to 90%, I would say, of things out of the gate, and then we just kind of, you know, battle it out and use Kane as a tiebreaker sort of thing. So.
Okay, so what's been the biggest argument you've had when you're writing? And then I'll share mine.
The biggest argument I've had, probably just, I would think that it would be a chorus where all three of us were kind of liking one different thing. In particular, I can't remember which song it was, to be honest. It might have been one of our first tracks ever, and here's the thing, it still came out good, and we're all, you know, it passes. As long as it passes for all three of us, then that's okay. But yeah, I would say it was definitely along the lines of a chorus where, you know, we're trying to go to that line where it's catchy, but I have this thing where I really like the heavy stuff, and you know, so we're always kind of pushing and pulling on that. But yeah,
that's what makes great writing teams, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember writing a song, and I played with this drummer who was just like, he had serious anger issues. He was like a nice guy normally, except that he played drums. And then we were writing the song, and he was just playing this part, and I just hated it. I was just like, you're fucking playing it wrong. You need to fix this. And he got so mad at me and started pulling drumsticks out of his bag and whipping them at my hand. I was just like, fuck you. And I started throwing him back, and I dinged his drum kit, and that was the end of it. He left. He walked out of the rehearsal.
Was that forever thing, or did he ever come back?
No, he came back.
He came back, okay.
Yeah, the next rehearsal he came back. He didn't apologize or anything. He just messaged me and was like, "Is rehearsal on for tomorrow?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, see you there."
And that was it.
That was it. Yeah. So he would often lose his temper that way. So I've never taken it personally. I was just like, "Oh, what a fucking dick." But anyway, that's why I asked. I've also been part of sessions where I've had a cello player whip their bow at the studio glass and walk out of the studio, and the producer's like chasing them. Wait! So, you know,
yeah, thankfully with this grouping, we haven't had anything that dramatic.
Well, that's good. That's why I asked, because like And like, if I was writing with my brother, holy crap, we could never be in a photo shoot because we'd be black and blue from punching each other.
And Thanksgiving dinner would be a whole different setup.
Oh yeah, Thanksgiving dinner would be crazy. Yeah. Anyway, sorry to go off topic there, Bruce.
No, I mean, that's what this whole show is about, right? We just go down rabbit holes, and it is what it is. But when you
talk about old band drama.
Yeah. When you guys are you writing like with the live show in mind, like how it's going to come across on stage, or are you writing the song just for a song's sake and then adapt it to the stage?
That's a good question. We've just recently kind of thought about the live show and things that we could add to it. But most of the time we're about the song in the moment. And we want that song to be as good as it can be. And then, live is a place where you could then expand out, whether it be, some sort of instrumental intro or if you want to make the song a minute longer in the middle, that's the kind of thing that we can explore at a later time, usually. Usually it's about the song in the moment.
Gotcha. And then do you ever find it difficult, the second part of that question, I guess, then is taking what you've written and trying to translate it into the live setting?
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, I don't think so. I think we've had a nice balance so far. I say that knowing that we haven't played the next EP live except for one time when we played one song, so we'll see if there's any issues there. But most of the time we get a good, we work with our sound man and get a good, we make sure that even if it's not a part that's in the writing process of the song, that we add it in to maybe make it a little fuller here and there throughout the song.
Gotcha. Chris?
I don't have anything else. I appreciate you joining us today.
Hey, thank you guys.
I do actually have one other thing. Where can people go find you?
Yeah, the easiest place would be zerotheoremband.com because all our sites are on there, socials, etc. But we're on, the typical outlets and to listen, Spotify, YouTube, Apple, all that good stuff.
Nice. Yeah, no, I see on your webpage here that you're getting quite a few streams, and that's great to see.
Yeah, thank you. It's we're excited about every step we make, kind of a thing.
I was pretty stoked about that video too. Feel the Swarm. That's a pretty cool video.
Thank you, man. Yeah, we're excited about. It's our first full on animation video, and I think it's something that we're gonna continue to do not only for this record but in the future.
Do you guys do that all yourselves, or do you have somebody else do that?
No, we hired someone. We're sort of directing, of course, but we have we found a guy. His name was Lubomir that did all the heavy lifting and
right.
Great work in the process.
Awesome.
Welcome to my 120 seconds or less of Brutally Delicious. I'm Ash Leigh, and today we are checking out Zakk Sabbath. So, Zakk Sabbath is Zakk Wylde's Black Sabbath cover band. I don't even think it's a cover band because they got their own fucking thing. But that's what they say. It's a cover band. So, then he started 6 years ago in 2014. So aside from, Zakk Wylde being one of the greatest guitarists that have ever walked the face of this earth, he's also got two incredible musicians with him, Rob Nicholson and Joey Castillo, which the three of them together are just fire. And I guess they'd actually been touring the last 5.5 years, but, they each have their own gigs, they've got their own projects going on. They had just never made it into a studio to record an album up until, I guess, this year. And it is fucking amazing because all the tracks on this album were recorded the way they did it back then, which the way they did it back then sounds like it's 150 years ago. But they recorded them live in studio. And so not only that, but there are so many little similarities from, like, you know, Black Sabbath albums, and then this one, it's just kind of embodying the whole, like, legacy that, you know, the opening track, you know, has that ominous, like, quiet rain with the church bells, and then all of a sudden you get those freaking sharp ass 3-note riffs that, you know, Zakk Wylde just rips into after the rain and the church bells start to fade away. It is going to be an album you're going to want to add to your collection. And the thing is you're not going to be able to find it on Spotify or Apple Music or anything like that, like you can usually, you know, find it. You will have to pre-order it or go to your local record store. So work on doing that, and we'll catch you next time.